Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 40 of Mousesteps Weekly.
Hard to believe.
Hard to believe.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Winter Garden, Florida.
Official place for all your theme park memorabilia needs.
And Maple Leaf Tickets.
Number one place for tickets.
And
our official ticket agency, too.
And this week we're going to talk about the Treehouse Villas at Disney Saratoga Springs.
Yes, a friend of ours was having a get-together for the Super Bowl, and he nicely offered to let us come in early and record everything for her.
And this isn't our first time recording the tree houses. We had actually been invited by somebody I totally didn't know to record them. We went there when they first opened, like within a week.
Yeah, that was over 4 years ago. So it's very exciting to get back and see how they've withstood the test of time.
I thought they had.
It looked show quality, brand new.
Yes, and I agree with that. And it's nice because when I was a travel agent, anytime we were going to take pictures of Disney, rooms and such, we were always told to do it show quality. So it was nice that he let us in early where nothing had been touched yet.
But in this case, we were able to get in for a few hours early, so we could get we
had plenty of time.
Plenty of time. The other time we had 15 minutes.
Right.
This was 2 to 3 hours, so we were able to get a very detailed tour of the photos and video and everything. So that's what we're going to be looking at.
It didn't take you 3 hours
to
do it, though.
Of course not.
Maybe an hour or so, because I was walking over to the grandstand area
And you did have reasons for the walk for
right.
Research purposes, which we'll get into later on. But this is the nice outside patio, which came in very handy for the Super Bowl get-together. And
it actually fits quite a few people. I think it has seating for about 6 outside. And the cabin itself, or the treehouse itself, sleeps 9.
Now, this is new from when we were there before, this tap entrance. All the resorts, I think, on Disney property have the tap and go to get in.
Even the concierge elevator at the Wilderness Lodge has that now.
Yes. I mean, it's nice how they're upgrading to all the newest technology.
And this is the living room area, which is very large. Not a lot of people can watch a TV necessarily at the same time, but you could see, I don't know, maybe 10 people in here pretty comfortably at least. I
like sort of how the ceiling goes. You see that treehouse effect. It's kind of nice because you're raised. It's surrounded by windows, so it's sort of an island in the woods. So I like the woodsy feel of being in the treehouse.
There are golfers outside, so sometimes you can hear them slicing is that what you would say?
Yes,
slicing
yes.
a
During
ball?
the day you'd hear 4, and you hear a ball whizzing by. So that part was a little scary, although we were right on the fairway here. So that's probably why. I love that lamp, by the way, that themed tree lamp.
There's actually a lot of little details that I love about this particular resort.
And we'll get into all those, too. Now you've been to the original tree houses, which were quite different. Is that true?
They were. I mean, it's been a long time. That was like the 90s when I stayed there. And then I believe once the resort, Disney Institute, closed down, the tree houses were used for a while for like international
college program things like
or something like that. And then because of the wetlands, I believe that's why they had to sort of rebuild what they had, change these. They couldn't really build a fully new resort.
Right. That's something like, I know there was also a compliant issue as well, why they had to build these.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
That probably is what I just said. I don't know.
Another way.
I think because of the wetlands that they had to kind of keep them as tree houses. And I don't always like the newer stuff Disney does necessarily over the older, but in this case I do.
In this case, much better, much better. And you said, here's the master bedroom we're about to go in. You said in the old tree houses, the master bedroom had some kind of a staircase.
Well, there was a stairway downstairs, and I believe that was the master bedroom. I stayed in all of it used to be Disney Institute, and before that there was other incarnations.
Right.
They had the Fairway Villas and the townhomes. But I believe the treehouse had I remember it was very scary for me going down those stairs.
And you said it was a lack of privacy because people could just look down and see into the bedroom.
Well, somebody on our Facebook mentioned the lack of privacy, but I believe that is the case. Just like the Fairway Villas also, were not as private
I've stayed
as they
at the
could have
Fairway
been.
Villas, and when you're upstairs, you could just look down and see the beds down there. So this is definitely better, more theming. The tree branches on the fans and the woody background there.
And I like the master bedroom bathroom here with the jacuzzi tub too.
Oh yeah, yes. And
the sink.
The sink fountain is kind of nice. How the water comes out, really very fancy for a tree house.
And it doesn't look like it's 4 years old. Like sometimes rooms will look a little bit older after a while, but I thought they've held up so well.
And there's only 60 tree houses.
There's 60.
On this particular night we were there, only 10 were in use. And if you could see, that window had a tree house or a tree effect to it, so you could sort of look out.
And there's the Disney shampoos, the H2O.
Yes, new H2O.
And there's, just so people know, because we've been asked this, there are 4 accessible tree houses as well.
But I don't know if I would recommend them. It seems like the ramps are a long, long push if you have a push wheelchair to go up those ramps. So I don't know if I would definitely recommend it unless you had a motorized wheelchair.
I
something
think
like that. We haven't been in there, so we don't know for sure.
I think no matter what you're, if you're in a wheelchair, or like my dad's blind, certain places have certain challenges. I think this still would be really good because it's so spacious. There's 3 bedrooms and about over 1,000 square feet of space. So I think it probably is good for guests who might be in a wheelchair.
Well, again, we'll have to do a little research. Check it out. So now we're going to walk over to the, I believe we're going to check out the kids or the family bunk beds.
Well, they're probably mostly for kids.
I would guess they're for kids.
I probably wouldn't be sleeping in one.
Although we've heard they're very comfortable from other adults who tried it.
We did
not try it, but I've talked to people who have, and they said it's very comfortable.
Well,
full-size adults.
And again, it sleeps 9, so you have generally 2 kids in here, or adults, I suppose, if you're an adult. And each bedroom also has an LG TV.
Yes, very nice, by the way. I like the new televisions they have there. And again, ultra-themed. The wood effect, which we just saw when we were at the Wilderness Lodge, I like the theming in these resorts. Too. And I like the pattern we're going to see shortly on the bedspread.
And this reminds me of Alligator Bayou at Port
Orleans,
Riverside.
Very much so of Alligator Bayou. That sort of level of theming. And again, and there's another wood style, tree style.
And there is the tree house.
Yes, and bunnies.
And this is one thing I like about this resort as well as Alligator Bayou.
Private light for the youngsters. Sorry to interrupt
as opposed to like the royal rooms over at Port Orleans Riverside, which are very nice. I'm 46. I like something that's a
46.
I'm 46.
Oh.
I like something that's a little more sedate generally than over the top theming. And this is one that I very much like.
I am also 46.
Yes, you are. We're all combined 92.
Please. What do you have to do that for? It's all fun and games. Well, anyway, we're going to check out the other adult style bedroom.
And I believe it's the bunk beds and then the queen beds in each of the other bedrooms.
And a total of 2 bathrooms, 1 jacuzzi.
And they're both like full bathrooms where you could take showers in either one.
Or a bath. And there's your other TV. Look at all the room, though. Plenty of room for all. 9 people can sleep in this treehouse.
Right, and I believe
comfortably. That's
about what a 2-bedroom at, let's say, Old Key West can. I always thought it was 8, but I don't know if it's 9. I don't know. So, but I think this is a gorgeous, resort.
And it was a great place to watch the Super Bowl with a bunch of our friends, too.
And I'm going to say the only, there's a couple negatives about this area is that there is no direct bus service.
Right. Oh, yeah, we had to get into that. That's true. And that's why you did that walk. If one wanted to walk to the main area to take a bus, about how long of a walk would that be? Well,
if you were going to walk to the grandstand area, for me, from where we were, and we were fairly close to the front of the treehouse area.
We were almost at the very first treehouse.
Maybe 6-7 minutes to where maybe I could get a bus. But buses came through all the time,
right,
and that takes you to the Saratoga Springs
But if we were staying there knowing how we are, we would probably just walk.
We would just walk, or if we want to take the car, if you have a car, it certainly is a lot easier, and there's only 1 space per treehouse.
Right, it can be a problem if there's 2 or 3 cars. Let's say a bunch of families are staying together, relatives, whatever, and you have more than 1 car, and people want to go different places. You only have 1 parking spot. Luckily for this particular time we were there, again with only 10 tree houses, right. we had plenty of parking for everybody, so it was not an issue. But that could be an issue if you have multiple cars.
It could be, but I mean, if you leave the others, it's sort of like Fort Wilderness. Each area, each cabin or campsite allows for one vehicle, and then the rest have to stay at the front.
Yeah,
it's the
very
same
similar,
thing.
very similar. And here is the washer and dryer.
There's not only the fully equipped kitchen, but you get the washer and dryer, so you have pretty much everything you need except for groceries.
And if you did want groceries, there's places like Garden Grocer,
Garden
places
Grocer.
like that will do it for a small fee.
Right, and I think it's a really great way. They just deliver the the groceries to your. I don't know if it goes directly to the treehouse or if it just goes to Saratoga Springs.
Overall, I would love to stay in a treehouse. I think the treehouse would be a lot of fun.
Well, we were talking about that when we were staying at the Wilderness Lodge Concierge. It's such a different experience, but it's not a very much different price than where we were staying. So either one would have been a very good experience, though different experience from each other.
Now, aside from the treehouse itself, they have a pool for the Treehouse Villas, which we are checking out now.
And the only negative for me about this pool, I like it. It's small. It's they have the foosball court. There's no showers in the bathroom, so if you were leaving the tree houses for the day but you wanted to use this pool, you wouldn't have a way that I found to shower.
Right, and some of the tree houses are a distance from the pool, and if it's cool and you want to go for the jacuzzi or something, it's nice to be able to just sort of run to the shower, have a shower, get changed, and then walk back, rather than be soaking wet and walking back to the tree house.
Well, I think about 5 minutes. Probably any tree house
when
should
it's
be
cold,
about 5.
1
I
minute.
know,
One
I know.
minute.
But if you're anywhere, Port Orleans, Riverside, you might be a number of minutes
I
from
suppose.
a pool.
Oh, and one thing that we did notice are the white accessible chair lifts. They seem to have those at all the resorts now.
Including the jacuzzis, which they used to not have.
Right, so that's something we've noticed. I'm sure it's been there for quite a while, but we've been at the resorts lately and we've seen these chairs. I think it's wonderful.
Homewood Suites had it too.
Right, that's true.
Not in the
That's
jacuzzi,
true.
but in the pool.
And there's what I'm talking about, that chair right there. If somebody needed to be lifted into the water, even though the pool itself is not the zero gravity, they can still use the pool.
Zero gravity, is that?
I think that's what they're called.
Zero depth?
Oh, zero depth. Zero gravity would have been like space, a space pool.
And you could use any of the Saratoga Springs pools. I mean, there's much fancier pools in the main Saratoga Springs
we took
area.
a walk and saw that. I mean, it's a very nice pool. So, and these frogs are
It's
spitting into the pool. That sign said no spitting, and look at this.
Did it say no spitting?
No. Sorry.
But again, this is a pretty simple pool area. You can, get the bus over the Saratoga Springs and have a different pool experience, much fancier if you want.
So now to change gears, the next day we went to the Magic Kingdom for the Super Bowl celebration.
And when we were at the Saratoga Springs tree houses, because there not too many people could watch the TV, I didn't actually watch the Super Bowl.
Well, you experienced the Super Bowl through
all of
everybody,
us and
all
clapping.
the cheers and screams
Right.
and yelling, but you didn't see it.
No, I was reading my magazine.
Yes. But this guy here was the MVP from the Super Bowl.
And every
Joe
year,
Flacco.
right? And every year we go.
Did I say that right?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think you did.
I know somebody else though. That's Mickey Mouse. That is the mouse, and he was with the mouse.
And they do this every year, and this is the 4th year in a row we've covered it.
Right. It's a nice little thing they do. It's nice to see the characters all dressed a little different. This year they sort of themed it. They kind of shoehorned it in as limited time magic.
But this is exactly the same as it always is.
I don't think this is what they called. They had a parade that we didn't go to.
It was
they
similar.
didn't have any player there, of course, because the game didn't happen. But they had a DJ saying,
Go team,
hey,
go.
go team, go, and stuff like that. It didn't
look good.
It didn't look good.
Didn't look
like
good.
I didn't. It didn't draw me to go to the park. But this does, because at least you have a connection to the game, and it's the real
Right, and
player.
this is what everybody wants to see is the MVP. Going down Main Street.
But they also had Lobster Bisque and tomato basil.
From
So
France!
while we were
From
watching
France!
the game, we referred to the teams as Lobster Bisque and tomato basil. So we're like, go Lobster Bisque, go!
But this was part of the limited time magic.
That was very
for
limited.
some reason, Baltimore was Lobster Bisque, even though they're known for crab.
Well, I think they
cakes.
thought the Patriots were going to be in the game when they planned this all out. Things didn't work out the way
It was the same soups, like somebody told us, and I thought it was probably from the France New France Bakery, but that it actually tasted like the soups.
Well,
from
we're
New France
hoping
Bakery.
the Valentine's
I think-
promotion is better. It sounds like
It
it'll
sounds
be
like they've been
fantastic.
planning it for a long time, so I think this one
We
will
have
be
high
very
hopes.
good. Mm-hmm.
And just yesterday, just the last few days, we had a little getaway at the Wilderness Lodge. This is a view from our room. We had a concierge level room, which to us is very wonderful.
Right, and we just stayed the one night. I mean, we live here. We can go to the parks anytime, but every now and then it's nice to just get a night.
Right, we
here
had
and
an
there.
opportunity to do it for a very good deal, so, for research purposes,
research.
of course, we had to check it out.
We had to.
Had to. And this is the view from up there, and it is very beautiful.
I always like this. I've been up here a few times. I've not stayed here, but I thought the whole experience was very, very nice.
And we'll have full report on it next week, but this is just a little bit of a teaser. So that was already show number 40.
I know, and we all know everything that's going to be on next week's show already.
No, there's much more. Bands,
more.
Brews, and Barbecue.
Right, and we already know that. That's what I was saying.
Oh, I see.
Thanks to
I
Theme
see.
Park Connection.
Yes, Theme Park Connection, the best place for your Disney merchandise needs.
And Maple Leaf tickets.
That's right. Go buy some tickets. Great deals. We'll see everybody next week.
Have a great week.